Hi there, good morning. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of January. I think a little percentage of people are just getting a little tired of winter after yesterday.
Yeah, from basically the all the way down through Atlanta, right up to our location and to the north, right up to none of it, actually. People are tired of winter. And yeah, what a mess down in the States yesterday, and what a mess here. Dufferin County was in a state of emergency, still is. Lots of closures, still up and around Orangeville. So we've got our roving reporter. She's on her way up there.
She is, Michelle Nelson. She's in for Kevin today. And not only did we see wicked weather conditions north of the city of Toronto, but towards the east as well, where that large crash was near the Napanee region. Snow, blowing snow, whiteout conditions. It has just been an absolute disaster throughout the lower Great Lakes when it comes to road conditions. Road crews, they're working their best, but there's only so many people to go around, and when there's this much snow and wind...
That's right. The wind is the biggest issue. I mean, it just keeps on blowing back in, and that's caused major havoc all the way along the Huron shoreline right in towards, Dufferin County.
Well, looking at our temperatures, the good news is that we are going to be warming up for the next couple of days. The bad news is that literally every 2 or 3 days, we've got a new storm system coming in. Clipper, the reason it's called Alberta Clipper is because it's a fast mover and it's from Alberta. The good news is that it'll be out, but it just sets up everything perfectly for our next system that's coming in over the weekend.
And time again, we're going to see the systems tracking through.
Yeah, it's the change in the pattern, and we'll talk about all that in just a moment. State of emergency continues. More of that coming up in your news, but first I'm going to turn things over to Tom. He's got an update on traffic.
Yeah, and dangerous.
Well, we are going to be seeing our next storm system come in for Saturday. This is really going to be temperature dependent. If our temperatures drop by a few degrees, it's going to be straight snow. As of right now, we're looking at 2 degrees, which means we could see some mixing, and there is the potential for some freezing rain in there as well.
This weather segment.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. It's Thursday. It's the 30th of January. Hard to believe that we still have more than a month to go of winter. I think people are just getting a little bit sick of it right now.
I think everybody's just absolutely sick of it.
Well, you've been sick of it since November.
Since November, I've been sick of winter. It wasn't even winter.
Exactly.
Yeah, we got crashes on the 401 already out here in Ontario. We've got another Hamilton buses got his back wheel stuck in the ditch. So there's lots of people already starting to slide off roads and getting involved in crashes. Dufferin County still in a state of emergency up and around Orangeville.
Now, also down towards the United States, if you do have travel plans, Atlanta, Georgia, we have seen thousands of flight cancellations. People are still trying to get around, and it's just been an absolute disaster.
3 centimeters of snow or so down there. It's, 6 centimeters of snow in areas as well. What a mess.
Yeah.
The ice couldn't move, no salters. Their salter is a guy standing in the back of a truck with a shovel throwing salt out.
It's not good.
Oh, man.
Right, well, our temperatures right now are actually going to be warming up. Yay! Everybody say yay. We're warming up for the next couple of days, but it's just setting us up perfectly for the next storm system that's going to be moving in not only tonight, but we also have another one coming in on Saturday and then another potential for one on Tuesday.
Yippee.
That is still going to be a concern. We've got winds today that are going to be gusting anywhere between 50 and 60 kilometers an hour, gusting closer to 70, closer to the lakeshore.
Yeah, then tomorrow it's all calm for a little bit.
Yeah.
A little while. Few hours.
Right, well, up near Dufferin County, state of emergency, as Tom was mentioning, still in place, and it has just been an absolute disaster trying to get around. Affected by the emergency, we've seen road closures. If you've got travel plans to that area today, avoid it. Here's Tom now with traffic. We're starting to see a weather pattern change as we get closer to February. We've got a series of systems coming in. The first one being tonight, the next one being on Saturday. The one on Saturday, we do have the potential to see a little bit of mixing and possibly even some freezing rain because temperatures are getting above the freezing mark. Looking at this video of Wednesday's multi-vehicle crash on the 401 near Napanee. For drivers in Georgia caught in a snowstorm and gridlock, there was only one thing to do, and that was abandon vehicles so they could get to safety and warmth. Have opinions about the response to the storm. I bet they do. All right, we'll talk about our weekend forecast and the potential storm that's on our way in just a few minutes, but first, here's Tom with traffic. Hi there, good morning. Thanks for joining us. It is going to be a cold start to the day. Temperatures into the minus double digits. We're looking at minus 10 for Toronto as well as through Hamilton, minus 13 in Orangeville and minus 12 in Barrie. But we have really, really good news. We are going to warm up significantly throughout southern Ontario. We're seeing daytime highs minus single digits. I know, get out the shorts. This is patio weather. Stretches all the way to the east and down towards the south.
Closed captioning is...
Good morning. It's a busy day here at the Weather Network. It's Thursday. It's the 30th of January. We've been talking about the state of emergency through Dufferin County. We're talking road closures. The 401, absolute mess east of the city all the way through Napanee. Only one lane getting through.
What a disaster out there. It's just been nonstop. And we've had two OPP officers hit yesterday. One up on the 410 last night. He was pushed into the guardrail and sustained some minor injuries. Same with another officer. I was listening to her yesterday. She was up on 109 south of Orangeville, the bypass. She got hit by a tractor trailer. She got almost hit once when I was listening to her, and ultimately she did get hit and had minor injuries. So you've got to be careful, really.
You sure do. Now we're going to take a look at our current temperatures, and we're going to get into kind of what's happening right now, and then we know this could certainly put a snarl into tomorrow morning's commute. On the weekend, it is going to be more significant. I'll talk about that in a moment. Yesterday and the day before, I mean, it's a state of emergency through Dufferin County. The winds have been relentless. They won't stop. They've been coming off the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay, hitting some areas incredibly hard. And with that, I mean, road crews have been pushed to the limit. It's just been awful to get around. So a lot of highways are closed. Right now, over the weekend, we've got a system coming in. It will develop down towards Colorado. A lot of moisture with this system. Temperatures are going to be hovering around the freezing mark, so we are going to be seeing significant snow with this. Saturday, pre-dawn is when it's going to start for the GTA. It is going to continue throughout the day. It's not going to clear out until Sunday, like Sunday afternoon, late day. Snowfall amounts, we're looking at about 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. Like the downtown core could pick up about 13 centimeters. Hamilton, you're closer to 15. Oakville, same story. And then further south, Kitchener-Waterloo, London, 15 to 20 possible. Here's Tom now with traffic. Well, we've talked about the snow that we're going to see on Saturday. That's going to clear out for Sunday. Monday, not a bad day. Tuesday, we set up for our next system that's going to be coming in Tuesday, Wednesday. And we talked to Chris Scott, our chief meteorologist, about the potential for the system. You can find it all on our website at theweathernetwork.com. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Now, we've got a series of systems on the way throughout the lower Great Lakes for the next couple of days. It literally feels like every 2 to 3 days we're going to get hit with another snowstorm. The first one being tonight. This one is probably the least damaging throughout the lower Great Lakes. We are going to be seeing snow pick up later on this evening through the overnight, and tomorrow morning it's going to be out. We're looking at trace amounts for the most part. Areas north of the city up towards Newmarket and through Mount Forest could see closer to 5 centimeters. Up through Barrie again, 5 centimeters. Another system comes in over the weekend. This one is going to be more significant for the lower Great Lakes. They kind of keep growing in strength. They pick up a lot more moisture when they come from Colorado through Texas. This next one, this Colorado low, is going to be stretching through southern Ontario starting pre-dawn on Saturday, bringing with it quite a bit of snowfall through the lower Great Lakes. Because our temperatures are going to be hovering around the freezing mark, it is not going to be that light, fluffy, grainy snow that we've been seeing, all that Arctic air kind of sucking the moisture out of the snow. This has got tons of moisture in it, and we're looking at the potential for 10 to 15 centimeters throughout the GTA. Now, we've got another system moving in early next week, and here's Chris Scott to tell us more about that. For drivers in Georgia caught in a snowstorm and gridlock, there was only one thing to do, and that was abandon vehicles so they could get to safety. And days of wind and snow have stretched road crews to the limit. We have Michelle Nelson. She is in for Kevin Yard today, and she is joining us from Dufferin County up in Orangeville. Michelle, what's the scene right now?
Roads. So drive carefully if you are in and around this area, and officials are urging people, don't come to Dufferin County. And
for drivers in Georgia caught in a snowstorm and gridlock, there was only one thing to do, and that was abandon vehicles so they could get to safety and warmth. Looking at this video of Wednesday's multi-vehicle crash. Our very own Michelle Nelson is up in Orangeville, which is part of Dufferin County this morning, and it's all about the road closures and the blowing snow as it continues. Michelle? Good morning. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of January. Thank you for joining us here on the Weather Network. We have been busy this morning, and Tom, I think tomorrow we are going to be even busier because not only are we going to have snow on the ground tonight and into tomorrow, we have got a significant winter storm on the way for Saturday.
I'm so excited. I can't believe it. Really?
Dripping.
I am just dripping with excitement. Another winter storm on the way.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. I like being snowed in and not being forced to go out and run errands and grocery shop and all that stuff.
A little bit earlier, I think you're being a little weird that way.
Really, Tom?
Yeah,
you think I'm the weird one? Out of the two of us, I'm the strange one.
I think so.
All right, let's go to Michelle. She's trying her best to stay warm in Orangeville. The winds have picked up. And Michelle, we really feel for you today. Tom actually offered to switch places with you.
Yes.
Thanks, Michelle. Please get off the road. Please get off the road. Okay, we're looking at about 2 to 5 centimeters tonight, widespread. Toronto trace amounts. The major system is going to be coming in for Saturday, and then we've got another one next week. Now, if you go to our website, theweathernetwork.com, Jacqueline Whittle and Chris Scott really break down next week's system. But first, I'm going to show you today's system and into the weekend. We've got the snow coming in overnight tonight and into tomorrow. Trace amounts, and then we have got this system pushing throughout the day on Saturday, and this is going to be more significant. There's a lot more moisture with this system, so keep that in mind. We're looking anywhere between 10 to 15 centimeters widespread throughout the GTA. Hi there, good morning. It is Thursday. It's the 30th of January. Winter, I think a lot of people are maybe getting a little tired of the season. Some people are embracing it. Some people love it.
That's how much
What are you looking at?
I'm so tired of winter. That's how high it is. Way up there. That's how tired I am of winter.
So it's not just this tired?
No, it's not this small. It's this small. That goes back to when the kids were little. Okay.
This big, this
I
big.
know. Anyway, I'm so tired of it. It's crazy. The drifts are that high.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
We have been seeing incredible snow drifts through Orangeville, Ontario. Dufferin County is in a state of emergency right now. We have got Michelle Nelson joining us live, who's in for Kevin Yard. And Michelle, how are the conditions up there? I don't like you standing so close to the road. Tom and I were talking about it. We think you need to be like nestled safely behind a snow pile or something.
I know, it's funny that you mentioned that. Because of the blowing snow, I didn't really notice how far I was on the road, not really too far on the shoulder, which I should have been.
All right, thanks so much, Michelle. We've got a first system coming in tonight giving us trace amounts of snow, but we all know that that could put a snarl in our morning commute tomorrow morning. The next system comes in pre-dawn Saturday. It is going to be intense. A lot of moisture with this system, so it's not going to be that light, fluffy snow. It's going to be that heavy, dense, packing snow. And we're looking at anywhere between 10 and 15 centimeters for the city of Toronto, areas further south towards Hamilton and through London. 15 to 20 not out of the question. Here's Tom now with traffic. The county is operating in emergency mode. Days of wind and snow have stretched road crews to the limit. Speaking of Dufferin County, we have got Michelle Nelson. She joins us live in Orangeville this morning. And Michelle, it is all about the wind and blowing snow continuing throughout the day today. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Now, we've got a series of systems on the way throughout the lower Great Lakes for the next couple of days. It literally feels like every 2 to 3 days we're going to get hit with another snowstorm. The first one being tonight. This one is probably the least damaging throughout the lower Great Lakes. We are going to be seeing snow pick up later on this evening through the overnight, and tomorrow morning it's going to be out. We're looking at trace amounts for the most part. Areas north of the city up towards Newmarket and through Mount Forest could see closer to 5 centimeters. Up through Barrie again, 5 centimeters. Another system comes in over the weekend. This one is going to be more significant for the lower Great Lakes. They kind of keep growing in strength. They pick up a lot more moisture when they come from Colorado through Texas. This next one, this Colorado low, is going to be stretching through southern Ontario starting pre-dawn on Saturday, bringing with it quite a bit of snowfall through the lower Great Lakes. Because our temperatures are going to be hovering around the freezing mark, it is not going to be that light, fluffy, grainy snow that we've been seeing, all that Arctic air kind of sucking the moisture out of the snow. This has got tons of moisture in it, and we're looking at the potential for 10 to 15 centimeters throughout the GTA. Now, we've got another system moving in early next week, and here's Chris Scott to tell us more about that. The county is operating in emergency mode. Days of winds and snow have stretched road crews to the limit. A lot of road closures. Michelle Nelson joins us live in Orangeville this morning, and what a perfect shot. Michelle, I was just saying, lots of road closures, and there you are standing at the beginning of one. Well, the good news is that we're about 49 days away from spring. The bad news is that every 2 to 3 days we've got a new system coming in.
I'm going to phone Martin Willie.
And he better,
well, I have to speak groundhog, but I'm going to ask him to make it early.
Should I ask him how you speak groundhog? Should I? No, I didn't think so.
Okay.
Chris Murphy is actually going to be live in Wyerton over the weekend.
He speaks groundhog as well.
Well, and he's grown a groundhog
That's
beard.
right. He's been growing this beard just to make the groundhog not so frightened.
Michelle joins us live this morning. She's in Orangeville. Of course, as many of us know, Dufferin County is under a state of emergency right now. Road crews are spread thin, that's for sure. Lots of road closures. Michelle, what's the scene right now? Thanks, Michelle. We've got a series of systems coming through. The first one tonight and into tomorrow, we're looking at trace amounts, but that's enough to make your morning commute quite slippery. Next major system comes in over the weekend, starts pre-dawn Saturday. This is heavy, wet snow. This Colorado low has a lot of moisture associated with it. It's going to last until late day Sunday when high pressure starts to move back in. Snowfall totals, they're impressive. We're looking at about 15 to 20 centimeters along the shores of Erie. In through Kitchener, Waterloo, Hamilton, you're just on the cusp of this. Downtown Toronto, we're looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters, but it's going to be that heavy, wet snow, that tricky snow to shovel, or just that annoying snow to shovel, isn't it, Tom?
It really is. Yes.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on the Weather Network. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of January, and what a way to kick off the month of February. We've got snow on the way, not only for tonight, but into the weekend. And I'm going to talk about that coming up in just a few moments. It has been bad throughout Dufferin County and Fakes, which is good news. Now, tomorrow morning, we're seeing -3, a little bit of sunshine. A lot of snow on the ground right now. We're looking at 30-plus centimeters. So if you're skiing or boarding this weekend, conditions are really, really good through most of cottage country, resort country, Sault Ste. Marie, Timmins, North Bay, Huntsville. Tons of snow on the ground, so really good for outdoor activities. Winter comfort tips for conditions like we're dealing with today. Warmth required for daily use, wind-resistant jacket. Keep active while you're outside. Cover your exposed skin. Wear a hat, scarf, and gloves. Snowfall amounts, like I said tonight, trace amounts, but that's just enough to snarl our tomorrow morning's commute. We are going to be seeing a more significant system moving in for the weekend. Pre-dawn on Saturday, the snow will begin, continue all day long, right through overnight into Sunday. That's when it starts to clear out. Snowfall amounts will be significant. We're looking at anywhere between 10 to 15 centimeters for the city of Toronto. Areas a little bit further south could pick up 15 to 20. This is just the medium-sized storm. We have another system that's expected to move in next week, Tuesday into Wednesday. Now, for more details on that system, we have a great interview with Jacqueline Whittle and Chris Scott. They break it down, they talk about it. Full details are on our website at theweathernetwork.com. Temperatures warming up nicely. That snow that we're going to see over the weekend is going to be that heavy packing snow. It's got a lot of moisture associated with it. It's not like the snow that we've been dealing with in the past where all that Arctic air has been sucking the moisture out. We are going to see very heavy snow over the weekend. So get those muscles ready to shovel because you'll need to. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic. It's Thursday. It is the 30th of January. We've been talking about the cold, the relentless cold. The good news, the cold has really started to ease. We're actually going to see a bit of a break. We've got temperatures hovering around the freezing mark. A little bit colder when you factor in the wind for the next couple of days. We've got not one, not two, but 3 different snow systems on the way, and I'll be talking about that in just a moment. First, let's check in with Michelle Nelson. She joins us in Orangeville. Dufferin County is continuing a state of emergency today, and road closures have been a big issue for people trying to get around. And Michelle, quite convenient, you're standing at one of those road closures. All right, thanks so much, Michelle. Let's break it down. We've got, I'm going to use Chris Murphy's term here. He's talking about small, medium, and large systems, and that's pretty much exactly what we're going to be faring. We've got our small system coming in tonight. This is giving us trace amounts of snow, but we all know that trace amounts of snow could certainly hinder our Friday morning commute. The next system, the medium, if you will, is going to be coming in over the weekend. Now, this is starting pre-dawn Saturday with heavy, wet snow. It will continue all day Saturday and into Sunday. Snowfall amounts are going to vary, but down towards the south, 15 to 20 centimeters. Hamilton, you're right on the cusp of this. In through Oakville, Toronto, Mississauga, Scarborough, and anywhere east, we're looking at 10 to 15 centimeters. Areas further north up in Barrie, you're looking at about 5 to 10. The next system that's going to be coming in, and this one potentially could have huge impact, is going to be Tuesday into Wednesday, and you can get the full story on this system on our website, theweathernetwork.com. Temperatures warming up nicely. That snow that we're going to see over the weekend is going to be that heavy packing snow. It's got a lot of moisture associated with it. It's not like the snow that we've been dealing with in the past where all that Arctic air has been sucking the moisture out. We are going to see very heavy snow over the weekend. So get those muscles ready to shovel because you'll need to.
This weather segment has been brought to you by...
Air has been sucking the moisture out. We are going to see very heavy snow over the weekend. So get those muscles ready to shovel because you'll need to.
This weather segment